Hey, this is another episode of ENTA Ask, where we talk to companies who are making a difference here in YYC, changing the game and being innovative. Come check us out.
Let's have some fun. Okay, let's get started. We have an extra special episode today. We have not one, not two, but three guests on our show today from Britt Radius. So very exciting. We have Brittney Ramsay, who is the CEO and Vision Blazer. We have Dayna Morgan, who is the COO and Innovation Designer. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. And we have Britt Ramsay, who is the CFO and the Improvement Architect. So very cool.
Welcome,
I'm very
guys.
intrigued.
Thank you. So for those of you who caught the last episode, we talked about this pivotal epiphany moment where they went from, doing it the way that it kind of had always been done to, okay, we got to do it this our way, right? And building this amazing culture where, at a drop of a pin, your whole team shows up and they're their whole selves. Talk about power. And you obviously did that with strategy. It wasn't just like a, hey, this will be fun, right? Strategically, that translates to your clients, right? And for people who haven't had that epiphany yet, try to catch up, right? Try to catch up. So let's tell stories about how it does translate.
Well, we spoke last episode about, the experience of our team is never, that translates to what the clients experience. So the clients are never going to experience something that's more powerful than what our team is. So for us, that's where it starts. What our clients get to experience, we always talk about our culture being a part of our competitive advantage. And I don't know, some people don't grasp that right away, but it is what the team can deliver for you when they're engaged and happy and loving what they're doing.
Totally.
When you have a team that isn't, the product and service is going to suffer. So clients definitely do feel what our culture brings to them. I'm trying to think of some specific examples.
Have you guys ever fired a client?
We have parted ways, yes, with clients, or not accepted a new client because we just knew off the bat that it was not the right fit. So that's not always easy because obviously we're looking to grow and looking to make money. So when you say no to a client, that's tough.
But you know what that shows me? It shows me you have your team's back, right? And there was a time in my career where I had a client treat me not right, and I was starting out, right? And I went back to the head office because I was actually seconded to that client, and my boss said, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be down there. And I was like, I just need to be over there. And he said, what's going on? And I had to tell him, and he goes, you're never going back. And they walked away. And just like you said, you had your team's back because you knew that probably was going to be toxic for your team.
We learned that the hard way, though.
Oh.
We learned that by accepting some really crappy clients and some really crappy working relationships. And we tried to churn and burn and suffer through. And then we were like, this is not our core values. And that was where part of our manifesto for our company came from. We care about the human element, and if you do not care about the human element, we are not your company. If you are going to treat our employees like crap, the communities you're working in like crap, it's just, we're not a good fit. We can stand in that space now really comfortably, but it took us a while to get there.
Well, and the companies that you're working for, they should totally appreciate that, right? Because it's not like they're only ever going to do one project. They have to do a series of projects. So if you have their best interest in mind, going into those communities where you guys are working and doing land permitting and building a relationship with those communities, it's in their best interest for you guys to have that continue from project to next project to next client to next project.
Exactly. And that's why we care so much about what we do, because we want to contribute and make a really positive impact. We want the landowners and the community members and the Indigenous communities we work with to feel well served and valued interacting with us. It does not mean that they're going to get everything they want on the project, but we fundamentally believe that projects, the land, should move forward together, and people should move forward together. That's a fundamental belief we have. So we want to work with companies who have that desire. and projects that, you know, are bettering our humanity, are bettering the planet. Those are the types of projects we put on.
That's really where the name Radius comes from, right?
Yeah, because you said it was Britt before, and then now just in the last 2 years? 1 year?
1 year.
1 year?
Yeah, this last year.
Yeah. Britt Radius.
Yes.
And so explain that.
Yeah, that was a journey. So we went through a rebrand this past year in the middle of the pandemic.
Why not?
And
Why not?
Why not, right? But actually that was part of it. It was, you know, is this at the right time? Is this a good time to do this? And why not? Like, things are changing. Working environments are changing. Businesses are changing. And so we wanted to be a leader in that space. So new website, new colors, new logo, and new name. And so working through that name piece, we knew we wanted to keep Britt. That was really important for us for that legacy piece, and people recognize and know that name. And then we landed on Radius, which actually doesn't explain anything that we do, right? So it's not traditional. It's many of our competitors or people in our space, they're called land service company or engagement firm. So Radius doesn't give you a lot, but we like that because then we can tell a story around it. And that story about Radius is all about our impact and influence that we can have. And when partnering with us, you can increase your circle of positive impact and influence.
Right, going from the core and reaching out. Yeah.
Right.
Like,
See? There you go. Goosebumps. Right?
That's amazing. Do you have any more stories of you know, it can be good, it can be positive, it can be bad, about the culture?
What about like the community, right? For you guys, success for your clients means that you're engaging the community in a very positive way and they're excited to be on board on the project, right? And some, you know, I have to imagine that some people are living in remote locations or maybe aren't used to talking to you guys, right?
Yeah, for sure there can be contentious relationships or contentious, you know, feeling and tension with a project. And so that's where it's really important for our team to understand that and spend the time and build the trust with the communities. And that's why we love having both land and engagement people together, because it's not just land, go out, negotiate, get it. It's also, okay, how do we talk to this person? What's important to them? How do we build trust with them? And understanding our client's story as well and what our client wants to do in the community so we can actually represent them positively and properly. But there are times it's challenging. We work a lot up northern Alberta and BC, and there's a lot of people up there who don't want energy development on their land. So it's a lot of education, it takes a lot of time, it's a lot of investment. But then we've been working up in Northeast BC for about 10 years. So we've now built really solid relationships. And so challenging landowners up there for us are people who just need time and education and the space to share what their concerns are. And we can listen to it and then we can move a project forward. So that is a huge benefit to our clients and to the community members, right? They feel listened to and valued.
I don't think you can say it much better than that, right? Like, just listen. It sounds hard, or it sounds easy, but somehow it's hard in practice. You know?
Yeah. And I mean, there's like lots of the projects our clients are doing are very technical projects, and that is important. But we know, and we've done research around, when you share a story and connect on an emotional level with someone, right? Way more parts of their brain activate. So we obviously provide the technical information, and we trust that our clients know technically what they're doing. But then we're able there to work with our client, like, what is your story, and what do we want to share with this community, and what's going to be important to them, and what's the like really shitty stuff that's going to happen with this project? Let's just talk about it up front and make sure they know about it, and they come to us and to you to get the right answers. Yeah. So that's how we kind of change, and we love sharing our story, and we also love working with our clients to understand their story and the impacts of the community so that they can bring an authentic interaction with the communities, and then their project moves forward. Hopefully more so on time and on budget, and it's not just left in jeopardy, right?
That is a win. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. I think it's, you know, you guys have figured out the secret sauce. You figured out that culture is not only like helps you internally, but it helps your clients externally, which happy clients come back day in and day out. So I think that's really powerful. And we want to hear next episode about the future. What's in store. So thank you so much for talking to us today.
Thank you.
If anyone wants to get a hold of you guys, how do they get a hold of you?
Yes, they can check us out on any of our social media platforms or our website, brittradius.com.
All right, go check them out, guys. We have a lot more great stuff for you, so stay tuned for the next episode to see what we learn.